Ad Astra, my fellow space exploration enthusiasts. SpaceX sent up the Starship, which is the largest rocket ever built by humans, into space, and it did reach orbital velocity and coasted for a bit, a little above Earth's atmosphere before attempting a re entry, which was going all well and good until about 45 minutes into the flight, after which it probably crashed and burned, or burned and crashed. It doesn't matter what happened first, but it disintegrated over the Indian Ocean, but achieved quite a few of its mission objectives. This was basically a test flight. One of the major things was to check hot staging, which means that when a rocket is in two stages, the first stage starts to burn before it separates from the second stage. So that was tested successfully, and the PEZ loading bay doors were opened and closed, and that is very essential to launch payloads into orbit. And then there was, of course, testing of how propellant was transfused or exchanged or transferred from one part of the rocket to the other, because this is kind of the building blocks for going to Mars using the Starship. And the first step, of course, is going to be Moon. The Artemis mission by NASA is going to be using the Starship to land vertically on the Moon with humans 50 years, maybe even 60 years after the first Apollo moon landings by Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin. So that was in 1969, July 11, if I'm not mistaken. And as we are ramping up towards the next Artemis missions, the first one, of course, was unmanned, and it just sent the Orion capsule around the moon and came back to Earth with a few experiments to see whether it was completely mission ready or not. So Artemis is going along well, and I'm just excited to see that so many private spaceflight companies are coming up with innovative ways. Most of them are focusing on reusability, which SpaceX has got absolutely amazing at, because the Falcon boosters are performing awesome acts. Almost all of them, in fact all of them nowadays, make it back either on the ground landing pads or on the drone ships in the ocean. And it's turning out to be excellent news for SpaceX and for humanity as well, because it's very important to explore space. It's one of the stated missions of SpaceX to make life multiplanetary, and that is essential for us to survive in the long term and not go the way of the dinosaurs or the dodo. Because getting extinct on this little blue planet, this little blue marble of ours, is easy, very, very easy. We humans have done it to a few creatures already, even in our few thousands of years of existence. So imagine on a galactic time scale how easy it would be for future creatures to find just fossils of humans. But thankfully, we are progressing beyond that, and we are looking outwards towards the stars, starting with the moon, of course, which gets me to the lunar calendar, which drives so many festivals and so many, shall we say, celebrations in humanity, which is well and good, because the lunar calendar, I somehow feel, is a better representation of our astronomical existence rather than going around the sun, because that is a little extended, but that's the way the ball rolls, or the moon rotates or revolves. Actually, the moon does rotate, but it rotates once every 28 days, and that is in sync with its revolution around the earth, and that is why we only see the light side of the moon, and the dark side of the moon can only be the album concept for Pink Floyd. Alright, so the moon is going to be visiting the seven sisters of the Pleiades tonight. That was about a couple of nights ago. Not finally, we are going to be going through a few quick recaps of what has been going on in space exploration over the past couple of weeks. But the Voyager 1 interstellar craft, the first man-made thing to leave the solar system, probably is lost to us forever now, and it's a loss, but it has served its purpose quite gloriously. The glorious purpose, as said in the Loki Marvel TV show, is quite literally served by the Voyager 1 spacecraft. All right, so I don't know why they say that the NASA astronaut with first US splashdown in 45 years is something, I think, in the Crew Dragon, which is also flown by the SpaceX to the ISS, is back on Earth. And there was a giant Mars volcano which was discovered hiding in plain sight for decades. Okay, so Olympus Mons, of course, is the tallest mountain in the solar system, which is on Mars, and I think it is an extinct volcano. So something around that as well. And like I said, the Crew 7 capsule returned 4 astronauts to Earth, and the Starship took off on its third flight, which I opened this video with. There is going to be a total solar eclipse, but it's going to be mostly over America. So we here in India are not going to be fortunate enough to see it. Rocket Lab launched a satellite in a night launch, which is sort of rare. And the boiling surface of Betelgeuse may be creating an illusion. The James Webb Space Telescope spied star-forming region in the Triangulum Galaxy. Wow, absolutely great. Strato launch. So, like I said, private companies into spaceflight is a very good step forward for humanity. So, the Strato launch company had launched its first hypersonic prototype. So, pretty nice. Air launched vehicle is also a good way to go, right? There was a bit of a mix-up, sort of a faux pas, as they say in France, in French, I mean. The faux pas was that there was an interstellar meteor vibrations detected, but that was actually caused by a truck. So it just goes to show that you can't always rely on instruments. You have to get that human intuition and human fact-checking thing to verify all discoveries. And astronomers are worried about 2 giant telescopes, which we will dig into later, maybe in the next space exploration update. The April 8 total solar eclipse is coming up, like I said, and there are lots of solar eclipse viewing glasses available. Alright, the Crew 7 Dragon is back on Earth, like I said. SpaceX keeps on launching Starlinks. Oh, by the way, Starship broadcast its video of falling back to Earth in real time, and that was obviously possible because of the Starlink network of satellites, right? Finally, astronauts celebrated mentorships on International Women's Day 2024. So power to all ladies out there. And it might be time for a new outer space treaty, because Russia is reportedly putting nuclear weapons in orbit. Whoa, that's a blatant, flagrant, routing violation of the space treaty that is currently in place. But if Russia is not adhering to it, then we got to find a way to get the rest of humanity together, banding together, and looking forward to a peaceful coexisting future rather than an acrimonious one. So be kind to one another, like Stephen Fry always says. The Webb telescope may have found some of the very first stars. So the James Webb Space Telescope continues to push what Hubble had started decades ago, which is glimpsing parts of the universe to make us understand it better. And finally, I will say goodbye, and hope to see you in the next space exploration update. Also, check out my previous space exploration videos, because I feel that the technologies and the scientific breakthroughs that we gain from space exploration make life on Earth better for us. And I hope that my little daughter will also grow up to not just explore space, but to leverage science and technology to make life better for everybody. All right, thank you so much for watching. Ad astra, like I say, to the stars. The full Latin quote, of course, is ad astra per aspera, to the stars through difficulties while overcoming difficulties. So, of course, those things are part and parcel of space exploration. The bigger the aim, the harder the hurdles. All right. So, thank you so much for watching. Check out our other videos. We just came back from a trip to Mathura, Vrindavan, Govardhan in Uttar Pradesh in India. So, that was a nice sort of alternate culture to observe. And with that, I'm also going to be uploading Young Sheldon reviews, the Bad Batch Star Wars reviews, and anything and everything under the sun, because I am interested in a huge variety of things, and I see no reason why we can't form a community of similar-minded people. And that's it. Let's take humanity to ever greater heights. Thank you so much for watching, and smash that sub button for awesome max fun. Like I said, check out my other videos. I'm Axat from India, and here is my name in icons. So that A is an Avenger, the X is from X-Men, that A is the peace or the non-nuclear proliferation sign, and that T is sort of a Red Cross thing, because medicine and medical science is what is extending our lives, making us more productive even as we age. But then again, nobody knows what's going to happen to anyone, because the past is history, the future is history, and that is why I live by 6Rsm. So check out more about that. I have expounded on it in my book, A Life Afloat. You'll find the link in the description. Thank you so much for watching, and goodbye, take care, and stay safe.